Hey, I'm Rick Love. I'm an indie game developer. For the past 4 months, I've been creating Codey's Lab. Codey's Lab is an interactive tutorial framework for Unity. The key here is that it is highly interactive, like having a personal tutor challenge you and guide you through each step. I partnered with Digital Gaming Institute so that we can bring you the best way to learn professional game development. We just added a new feature to Codey's Lab, which is the Unity Scene Editor Simulator. In our beta testing, we discovered that focusing solely on the code was not enough. Our goal is that each game tutorial we produce will train you in every step to produce a complete, professional quality, ready to publish game. Starting with a blank scene, the tutorial will guide you through every modification to the scene and every line of code that you need to write. The steps are designed to challenge you and equip you so that you will be able to repeat them easily in your own project. You'll know what to do, even when starting from scratch, whether it's an empty scene or an empty script. The tutorial will show you the big picture and teach you how to understand and know where every component, every line of code, every game object plays a role in your game. Let me go ahead, and today I will show you the scene editor, and it will show you how it can simulate Unity's environment and guide you through the steps that you would need to do in Unity to modify your scene. In this first step, we're going to create a new scene. So it says create a new scene for the game. A scene is the main file in Unity. You must try to figure out what to do. Just try something. If you make a mistake, I will tell you what to do. And so you see, the goal is to give you an opportunity to experiment in the simulator and try to figure out what you were supposed to do. As you can see, you have the main menu of Unity on the top, and you have the hierarchy panel, the project panel, and the inspector panel. And so this simulates what Unity looks like. Now the goal here, the reason we made a simulation is because we can indicate and interact with it better than if we tried to host it in Unity Editor itself. And also, this simulation will work even when you're not using Unity, if it's on a device or any other place we can publish this app. You can also learn in those environments. So we're creating a new file, a new scene in the file menu. Simple. Okay, so this is appropriate for somebody who's, again, this is starting from the first empty scene. So it may seem like a beginning level, but the point is we're going through every step. Of course, at any time you can go and change, skip ahead if you want to. The stars will indicate what steps you've done, and the large star indicates something in the scene, and these other stars, where there's more than one star, will indicate steps that you need to do in the code editor. So we'll go back to where we were. We're going to add a ground to the main scene. Now one of the things you see is a before and after image. Whenever you're navigating through the steps, for every step it'll tell you what it is, what lesson we're in, how much you have completed, and a preview of what effect this does to the scene and how it works. So in this case we're adding the ground for the stage. So character saying add the ground for the stage. Note, use the name ground. You must try to figure out what to do. Just try something. If you make a mistake, I'll tell you what to do. Okay, let's say I'm new to Unity. I don't know how to add a ground to a scene. So let's say I try to create project. Oh, I made a mistake. You must create a plain game object named ground. So when I make a mistake, he tells me what I'm actually supposed to do. So it gives you a chance to try to discover and to think about what you're doing to try to find the right approach. If you make a mistake, it'll tell you what the next step is. Okay, so what's next? Again, it's not telling me exactly what to do. I have to discover for myself where I'm supposed to go. So, okay, well, a plane, that looks like a 2D object. So let me try that. That's wrong. It's a 3D object. It's just flat. So I need a cube, sphere. Okay, plane, right there. What's next? Now I'm supposed to name my new plane ground. If I don't enter the name, it'll give me an incorrect answer. I have to go there and type it in. If I make a typo, again, let me know that I made a mistake. There we go. As soon as I completed it, it showed in the preview what the result was. Now, while I'm going through the tutorial, I can go through each step, or if I want to interact with what the current step will accomplish, I can always click on Show Game Preview. And this will show me what the current step, the result of the current step, will do in the scene. I can go to the beginning of the game, to the end of the game, and see what the active step is. Now this course is not complete. It's just a sample course. It only takes you through 2 lessons. And so this is what we're using for the development. So the final game doesn't really show you much. It's just a ball that moves around on a plane, which is very simple. This is only the first 2 lessons in a complete game. So we'll go back to where we were. Continue the tutorial, hit the play button. There we are. So the objective is to adjust the camera height and angle so it has a better view. Note, the name is main camera. You must try to figure out what to do. Just try something again. It lets me try to figure it out without giving me the answer. So if I think about the objective, I need to adjust the camera height and angle so it has a better view. And he mentions that I need to work with the main camera. So if I have any experience with the hierarchy, I know that's how I access my game objects. So I need to select the main camera there. That's correct. Now, in order to adjust the angle, the height and the angle, so it has a better view, I need to think, how do I adjust that transform? Well, obviously, in order to increase the height, I need to adjust the Y position. So he says the value should be 5, so I can go ahead and make that height to be 5. Now the next part, he says that the value should be 30. This corresponds to the angle. So which part of the angle can I change to 30 in order to give the camera a good view? If you have any experience, you would know that it's the X. But if you don't know, you try to the Y or the Z, well, that's not going to work. It's going to tell you, go ahead and use the X portion. Okay. So let's go to the next objective. Next step is to add the ball to the main scene. The objective is to add the player's ball for the stage. Okay. Hint, the prefab is named ball. You must try to figure out what to do again. Okay, so he mentioned that there's a prefab named ball. This is an asset that's already available. It's just a simple prefab that already has a blue color, which makes it easy to start with. So if I need to use a prefab, I need to drag that prefab from the project to the preview, the scene preview. I need to find where my prefab might be. Well, there's a folder here called prefabs, as a standard structure, folder structure is, under the tutorial folder. So I can click on prefabs and I'll see my ball prefab. I need to drag that to the game preview. and immediately it showed the ball was added. I hope that you are excited about Codey's Lab and can see how this is a new way to learn. Keep an eye out on the Asset Store. We'll be releasing our first tutorial this month.